Having and bearing sanctions banning us from Europe, we are not Europeans. We have not asked for any inch of Europe, or any square inch of that territory. So, Blair, keep your England and let me keep my Zimbabwe.
What Donald Trump has to do with South African land, because he's never been here. And he must keep his America, we will keep our South Africa. That's what he must do.
This is Robert Mugabe in 2002 speaking about the issue of the land. And this is what he said.
Every one of them is entitled to at least one farm, but they would want to continue to have more than one farm. 15, 20, 35 farms, one person. We don't mind having and bearing sanctions banning us from Europe. We are not Europeans. We have not asked for any inch of Europe, or any square inch of that territory. So, Blair, keep your England and let me keep my Zimbabwe.
And now, this is President Cyril Ramaphosa in 2018, clearly 16 years later after the speech of Robert Mugabe.
Issue that Donald Trump fears so much. We offer this question of the land. I don't know what Donald Trump has to do with South African land, because he's never been here. And he must keep his America, we will keep our South Africa. That's what he must do. South Africa is our land. South Africa belongs to all the people who live here in South Africa. It does not belong to Donald Trump. He can keep his America.
Right. This is what then Donald Trump said to Cyril Ramaphosa after South Africa, approved the expropriation of land without compensation.
Only South Africa, terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
And on the back.
Right. They are saying that South Africa is taking land. Same thing that happened to Robert Mugabe in 2001, 2002. Robert Mugabe was taking land. So this is probably a vindication of Robert Mugabe, that the issue of sanctions in Zimbabwe was because of the land. It had nothing to do with the so-called human rights violations. When they talk of human rights violations, it's anything that has to do with people of white color. Now, I am reliably told that South Africa is about to be hit by economic sanctions from the United States. And recently, Rob Yessoff said that Donald Trump called Cyril Ramaphosa. He didn't even greet him. He just lashed out at him. And this is what Rob Yessoff said.
We're going to have a Columbia moment pretty soon. Now, I know that Donald Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa had a phone call before Davos. Donald Trump didn't even greet him, didn't pay him any respect. And basically the message was to Cyril Ramaphosa, your time is coming, pal, you and the ANC. America will wait until an ambassador is in place and the Under-Secretary of State for Africa has been appointed. And watch those appointments, because the focus of those two people on behalf of Donald Trump and his organization, his MAGA, his cabinet, his government, are going to turn their spotlight onto the ANC and onto South Africa. And there are words, big trouble ahead for Cyril and his merry men in the next few months. It's going to happen. What exactly that means, We're yet to find out. But Cyril is running scared. And I know that because we've heard it from Gwede, Fikile, and all the people around him. Cyril basically came off that phone call with Donald Trump scared as hell. And that's a good thing.
Now, my issue is Donald Trump is preaching America first and saying America must be prioritized. The citizens of America must be prioritized. And the South Africans are saying these are indigenous people. The people that are in South Africa is one of the most countries that has got so much inequality. If you look at this map in Khayelitsha, you find that Khayelitsha and this location where white people are, these are black South Africans 30 years after the apartheid ended, but they are still living in shacks because the government cannot provide safe, good accommodation for them. Now, this government of South Africa, because it has been told in the negotiation of apartheid that they should do things slowly. And when they are doing things slowly, it's the population of South Africans, black South Africans, that still suffer. They don't have land, they don't have anywhere to stay. But 8% of the white minority in South Africa are the ones that own land, and they are the ones that own the banking system. So, what is going to happen to South Africa? Is it going to be hit by sanctions? How are they going to respond? Isn't it time they stamp their authority on BRICS and declare total war with America, just like what the likes of Russia did? Isn't it time for them to stand on their feet and say, we belong to BRICS, we're going to challenge you, we're going to create our own currency, we're going to make sure that we can negotiate? And isn't it time Africa be part of the BRICS and form a huge coalition? You remember the other video that I said that it's high time Africa should be united and be one, because we can't continue being micromanaged by a country that has got 300 million people and we have got more than 1.2 billion people. China has refused this. That's why they are overtaking America in all aspects, in technology, in everything. America cannot stand a chance with China right now. So it's high time Africa should unite and form a huge, formidable force. And South Africa is going to feel this if sanctions are going to hit South Africa. But tell me what you think about this. Is it a vindication of Robert Mugabe? Isn't it time now people should be thinking about the unification of Africa in order to stand up against the bullies of the world?